Imagine spending your whole life believing there's something wrong with you because you'd rather read a book than go to a party, take a walk instead of joining the crowd, or eat lunch alone without feeling lonely. People call you antisocial. They tell you to get out more. So you start fighting your own nature, trying to become someone you're not. But what if that's the real mistake? What if the way your brain seeks solitude isn't a weakness to fix, but a strength to understand? For decades, people have confused solitude with loneliness. They sound similar, but psychologically, they're completely different experiences. Loneliness is the pain of missing connection. Solitude is the choice to step away from constant stimulation. One leaves you feeling empty, the other can leave you feeling restored. That's why two people can spend the exact same Saturday afternoon alone and experience it in completely different ways. One keeps checking their phone, hoping someone will call. The other loses track of time, reading, thinking, creating, or simply enjoying the silence. The difference isn't how many people are around them, it's how their brain responds to being alone. And that's where things get really interesting. The answer begins with one simple fact. Your brain has a limited amount of attention. Think of attention like your phone's battery. Every conversation, every notification, every loud environment, and every decision uses a little bit of that battery. For some people, their brain is especially sensitive to everything happening around them. They don't just hear the conversation they're having, they notice the one happening at the next table. They pick up tiny changes in someone's facial expression. They sense tension before anyone says a word. Their brain isn't trying to overthink, it's simply collecting more information. That can be a gift, but it also comes with a cost. By the end of the day, their mental battery drains much faster. And that's why solitude feels so different. It's not about escaping people. It's about giving the brain a chance to stop processing everything at once. When the noise fades, the mind finally has room to breathe, and something surprising begins to happen. Instead of focusing on the outside world, the brain starts turning its attention inward. That's when reflection, creativity, and some of your best ideas often appear. Here's the part most people never think about. If your brain is constantly taking in information, when does it ever get a chance to process it? Imagine trying to write on a whiteboard while someone keeps adding new words every second. Eventually, there's no room left to think clearly. Your brain works in a very similar way. Without moments of silence, it spends most of its time reacting instead of reflecting. That's why so many people feel mentally exhausted, even after a day when they did almost nothing physical. Their mind never stopped working. Solitude changes that. When distractions disappear, your brain shifts from simply consuming information to organizing it. It starts connecting ideas, making sense of emotions, and finding solutions that weren't obvious before. That's why some of your best ideas don't arrive in the middle of a busy conversation. They appear during a quiet walk, while taking a shower, or simply sitting alone with your thoughts. The silence didn't create those ideas. It simply gave your brain the space to find them. So, if you've always enjoyed spending time alone, don't rush to see it as something that needs to be fixed. The ability to enjoy your own company isn't about rejecting the world, it's about having a mind that's comfortable without constant distraction. The real question isn't, do you like being alone? It's, can you be alone with your own thoughts without trying to escape them? Because the people who can often discover something, the noise never lets them hear themselves. As the philosopher Blaise Pascal once wrote, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Maybe solitude was never the problem. Maybe it was the space your mind needed all along.